Hey Marty, welcome to Team Horseshoe, and today we're going to talk about our wildfire simulation final.
As you may have seen throughout recitation, we had many ups and downs. Guys, how do you think we did?
I think we did pretty good.
I think it was really awesome.
Yeah. Overall, even though we might have butt heads a few times, we still were able to utilize the skills that we learned throughout lecture to effectively come to conclusions and make some decisions that it really helped us out for our final project.
I agree. There are a few concepts throughout the lecture that, of the course of the semester, that I felt we could have done better, like our lack of trust within each other. I don't think we really explained why we felt a certain way so strongly about something. And obviously now when we're reviewing everything together as a group, I think we can all agree that we should have explained better in order to get you guys all on the same page.
Going along with not trusting each other, I think when we were trying to express how we felt about a certain thing, we used sometimes when we were getting aggravated, we used aggressive communication and wouldn't listen to other people's opinions.
Yeah. Luckily in our group, we all were pretty friendly with each other right off the bat. So any sort of hostility or aggressiveness in our voices, we knew not to take to heart. But I know that further on down the road, that might not be effective in another group or group team setting. So
Yeah, and I also think what's important about our group is that we were very communicative with each other and we texted each other all the time. We were always up to date with what we had to do. And we had a strong communication with each other over text and over email, and we would always be up to date with our assignments and our simulations, so we were never confused, and each of our members didn't slack off, so that helped us a lot.
Along with that, I think outside of class we were good at organizing that, but during the simulation a lot of the times we'd have poor time management because we'd run out of time to properly discuss each region.
We got really into it.
Yeah, we talked way too long for each little square.
I agree. That was another thing that can be positive and negative within our group. We didn't shy away from sharing our thoughts, but that sometimes went on and became aggressive in certain instances, and our lack of not explaining well also was an issue throughout our group. But I think all of us felt comfortable enough to explain or to voice our opinions.
Yeah, and with that, voicing our opinions comes along with our emotional intelligence and how I feel like each one of our group members, luckily we all have a high level of emotional intelligence, and we were able to feel empathy towards other group members. We were able to understand if somebody actually felt sincerely passionate about a certain mitigation plan. So if someone really, really, really felt like this one area should not be burned, we all would listen to the reason as to why and what letters that person got. We never interrupted each other, and we respected each other's opinions. So that was definitely a sign of high level of emotional intelligence. So that was good.
when it came down to making decisions, we would ultimately just go by a majority rule, although consensus was the most ideal outcome. That wouldn't be possible for most of the time.
And if we're going off of that, sometimes these were our issues where a few of our group members, including myself, would go ahead and switch mitigation plans and assign ourselves as leaders without the consulting of all the other group members. So when that happened, there was a slight discussion and disagreement because we did not agree upon a decision made in our group, so that harmed our group, and that was definitely lack of communication.
Yeah, so having a group leader that none of us really agreed upon right off the bat can definitely set the tone for a group meeting. I know that there were a few times that happened, but we were able to bounce back from that.
During that time that happened, I think we all got angry about it, but this was that one time that we kind of had a lack of commitment. Some of us just sat back and said, all right, well, if the decision's already getting made for us, what's the point of us participating? So I think that was we do have very good commitment, but that was the one time that I noticed, and we all noticed actually, that our group could have been stronger in that sense instead of just sitting back and letting other people make the decisions for us.
going off of that, another thing that we struggled with was in our decision-making traps. We fell victim to the sunk costs when we just decided to. We got too deep into our mitigation plans to where we just started burning a lot of stuff. So we decided to just keep going with it, and then that turned out to not be too great for the city. So
We wouldn't really talk about why we wanted each square to be a certain way. We would just kind of be like, well, my map says this. Like, we wouldn't really go back to our emails and explain why. Like, I think at one point someone had asthma, or the town.
Yeah.
There was
were getting asthma.
extreme loads of smoke, and the citizens were very unhappy.
Which also resulted back into the concept of that lack of trust because we didn't explain why we felt a certain way well enough. We all just have very strong opinions and personalities that we just kind of went with it.
Since we're talking about our experiences here, well, while some group members really felt that it was important to burn most of the city when clearly burning the whole city will cause problems, I myself was trying to explain what my message was saying and how people will get all of these diseases. So lack of communication, while we did have a lot of communication, there was still like a border between actually listening to each other because
And
all
lack
we
of
wanted to
informing
do,
important facts.
all we wanted to do was get our mitigation plan to be the overall mitigation plan. So we didn't really care what each other had to say about why this shouldn't be done because all Curtis wanted to do was burn everything, and all I wanted to do was not burn everything. So yeah, that's when communication fluctuated in a weird way.
Overall, we experienced many difficulties as a group, but I think that writing our final report kind of made clear like how we can overcome these in future group projects and future like teams.
Lessons were learned.
Lessons were definitely learned, and we can walk away from this class having the skills to effectively work in teams and other group projects.
at the end of the day, the city is gonna thank us for what we did.
I do
for
not
them.
agree with this, but see, this is why we take this class.
You can
learning
see that
how
there's
to deal
still
with groups.
some tension growing.
Because
Overall,
we did burn down half the city, and we apologize, Westmount.
We're so sorry.